Okay. So here we go. So yeah, basically just saying that this is not just a Canadian problem. Yeah, U.S., China, Denmark, other European countries, South Korea have also seen like double, right? And sadly, mostly among children. A lot of children are getting sick. So that's kind of sad, but yeah.
Could it be going on Canada? The answer is the almost certainly said Mr. Donovan and investors pressures with the Nicole University.
Yep. So they're basically saying, has it come from China, U.S., what was the other one? Denmark, South Korea? Like, has those countries brought it to Canada? Almost certainly. Like, we're flying back and forth now, right? Canadians are going to China, to America, to Denmark, to like, we're all moving around again. Like, COVID's gone, right? So the world is giving each other sicknesses again. So yeah, we're probably going to have a problem from other countries again. But again, that's quite normal.
There's nothing special about our borders, that for sure, but it's tough to know because you need an active surveillance the program to know what's going on, and it there's no surveillance program it at the provincial or the national levels. It could very well be in our backyard and we don't know.
Yeah. So basically saying that um, there's nothing special about Canada. Like people will come from China, from US, from Denmark, from everyone. Like it's not like we're special, right? Um, however, we're not surveilling it. Like we're not looking for it. So we don't know if we're the bad guys sending the diseases around the world, and we don't know if everyone else is the bad guy bringing the diseases to us. We have no idea because we're not looking for it. Sorry. All we know, though, of course, is that now that we're back to normal flights, this is what we were expecting. It was going to be a bit difficult. Also, some good news, I guess, for seniors, old people, right? How can you get four special vaccines, right? The COVID, flu, pneumonia, RSV. Yeah, if you wanted to find out how, you could do that. But you have to be an old person, right? Like, I believe we say senior is older than 60 in Canada. So if you're older than 60, you can get those four things. So good for them.
Where there is no formula laboratory, but the monitoring happened here in Canada. Public healthy laboratories will be on the lookout for any offshore Mexico play, plasma, menstrual activity. The public health the agency of Canada told CBC News.
Yeah. So they're like, again, we don't have like any special laboratory looking for these diseases coming from other countries or to check if we have a special disease in Canada. But regular hospitals will look for it. That's the best we can do because again, remember Canada is quite a small country. Yeah, even though we do have quite a bit of money and stuff, yeah, we only have what 40 million people, so it's a little bit harder for us to find stuff compared to larger countries like United States, China, India, UK, Germany, France. It's a little bit harder for us compared to them. So we don't normally do it. We normally wait for the other countries to do it. Yeah.
Okay. And medical experts say this the medical type surely rails it had every few years with this season potentially
Worse.
was than usual because of lack of the exposure
Mhm.
to this the pathogen
Pathogen.
pathogen tough tough the permanent much like how researched last year following the live-rating the covered that relate Staycation.
Uh, uh, restrictions.
Restriction.
Yeah. Okay. So basically, like I said earlier, because COVID, we were hiding at home. We haven't been getting pneumonia anymore because pneumonia is a bacteria, so you have to touch things basically, and not just touch things, but like touch things and then eat things, and it goes into your body, right? So if you didn't have pneumonia in your house, you weren't going to get pneumonia. And so now that we are leaving, and that's what they said, right? It surged last year. Last year, when COVID, like when we got rid of restrictions in Canada, we're like, hey, we can move around, travel, blah, blah, blah. The disease went up because we're allowed to travel again, right? So that's all they're kind of saying is because we were kind of hiding at home from COVID, we didn't get sick back then. So this time, everyone might get sick because no one's ready for it. Researchers are still untangling the risk of catching COVID over and over. So basically, the researchers are still trying to figure out like, is COVID a big problem if you get it like 5 times, right? Like if I get it now and get it again and get it again, like is it really, really bad? Or is it kind of like the flu where if you get it once, it's okay. Get it twice, it's okay. If you get it 3 times, it's okay. What kind of problem will COVID have over and over again?
Immunity to the menstrual plasma may have the feeling because many people may not have been exposed to it during time of the social distancing expert Dr. Ahmed Adaja Asmil Seiko the John Hopkins Center for Healthy Safety.
John Hopkins is a very famous doctor from a long time ago who came up with very important health things. So a lot of hospitals in Canada is called like John Hopkins Center or John Hopkins Children's Hospital. Like we have a bunch of them. It's a very popular name. But yeah, basically same idea. Where like people are probably not as strong against this disease. So we probably need to be a bit careful again, just like with COVID, and maybe do a little bit of social distancing. Like obviously we shouldn't be doing like the government lockdown stuff, but like people should be careful, like wash your hands, do all the normal stuff that you should do to like kind of avoid it if you can.
And now people are integrating the normally again. So we see the mycoplasma,
Microplasma.
Coming back and that's kind the sickness nutritional cycles that the vertical ray has a will.
Yeah, so basically saying that this might be the worst year ever for these problems because these problems normally happen every 3 to 5 years. It's not like an every year problem like the flu. And we're at that cycle when it should be a problem. And we had the COVID thing, so everyone is sick. So it's like a double problem, right? So like it was supposed to be a problem this year, but now because of everything else, it's like double the problem. So yeah, not good. Very, very bad. System level solutions needed. So basically saying we need to have a system level solution, meaning hospitals solution or doctor solution. Like we need to focus more on the medical people rather than just sick people. But yeah.
Thus, it's the career slate of the inverse disease is putting the pressure on the hospital. Slimer said the slyness hope for that the versus seasonal illnesses will the such at the different times covered seem to be speaking. Does this fail? She said, well, for a season hasn't quite taken off.
Yep. So basically, they're saying like, hopefully, these diseases are like one after another. If all three happen at the same time, this could be really destructive for the hospitals. But if it's like all the COVID happens and then COVID goes down, oh, now the flu is up and then the flu goes down. Now this is up and goes down. That might be a bit easier. And it kind of happened already where COVID is up right now, but the flu is still quite down still. So we're hoping that it kind of staggers each other so that it's not so destructive for the hospitals and doctors.
But there's the transit to that the facility, the potential for another long, drawn out the respiratory first season that the restrains the healthy car system for the months on end.
Yeah, so there is good and bad things about that thing. If everyone gets sick at the same time, it's very difficult and very hard to deal with. But then it's done, right? Like it'd be done in a month. However, if COVID happens for like 2 months and then goes away, then the flu for 2 months and goes away, then the pneumonia for 2 months and goes away, that's like half the year, right? 6 months of sickness, that could be even harder on doctors. So it kind of depends on the situation. Also, I don't know if you heard, but in China, there's a lot of pneumonia with children, but I guess it's not a novel. So it's not like a new one. It's like an old one that we know about. So that's good news. So it's nothing crazy with that. But yeah, cool.
There is no quicker fix, but the Slimer said there need to be a system level solutions from the policymakers and government officials to the parliament devs and issue overting both this year and the years to come. Yes.
So again, system level solutions like policymaking, government. Remember with Canada that the government pays for hospitals, so there's no like private hospitals. So only the government can fix this, really, which is a little bit scary because the way you would probably fix this problem would be hiring more doctors or incentivizing more doctors, which would cost more money, or 3, building more hospitals, building more beds, building or buying more equipment. But all of that costs a lot of money, and Canada is already in a lot of debt, number one, and Canada has a lot of inflation, right? So the government spending more money would be very bad at the moment, but that's the way you would fix the hospital problem. So this is kind of a scary problem because this is a problem medically, but if we fix the medical problem, we then have an economic problem. And so, yeah, it's going to be hard for the government to fix this. Where if this was more like an American system where you pay the doctors, which has its problems, but because you're paying the doctors can change easily without the government, and that can change things better. But yeah. Adilja? Yeah, Adilja? I don't know. Name.
Adilja said the current situation situation isn't something given that the
Surprising.
pricing that the respiratory infection will always are the changes in the winter with covered now family in that news.
Yeah, basically just saying 2 doctors and even like nurses. My mom has talked about this as well. Like, this is not a surprise. We always know that winter's going to be a difficult time for us because that's just what it's like in Canada. The only added problem, of course, is in the past it was infection, flu, RSV, and pneumonia and stuff. But now we have an extra COVID, right? So it's just getting harder now, which is bad, obviously. And the last one?
This is the sort of going to be the new norm, going to forward that will going to have this label on the efficient ages.
Yeah. So again, they already. Oh, what was that?
Oh, what has happened?
Oh, my daughter put my toy. She was a little guitar. She put it behind me, so I must have hit it. Anyways, yeah. Again, just saying that like this is not like a huge surprise for doctors, and that doctors, because you know that it's not a surprise, like get used to this. Like, you know that winter's coming, get used to like work because
before happened the COVID, the government always send money to the people before.
No. Well, yes, they did, but specific reasons. Before COVID, they sent money to everyone.
How much money?
But well, during COVID, they did. Before COVID, it's only for poor people and people in need. So if you're poor, for example, I was poor back then, before COVID, or like when I was in college, and I would get $200 a month.
$100.
And that was for I got 2 programs because I was really poor. I had a housing heating program or cooling program, which was $150 a month, and I had a $50 program of food for poor college students. So I got 200, but generally you don't get a lot before COVID. But during COVID, it was $2,000 a month for everyone. So it was quite a lot for during COVID. Everyone got $2,000 a month, which was
$2,000 a month is a lot.
From 2020, I think it was 2020. No, it was 2020 March to I think it was 2022 January. So basically 2 years, almost, because it started in March.
2
right?
years.
Basically, yeah.
Oh,
However, however, you did have to pay taxes on it. So, uh, uh, at the end of each year, you had to pay back like $2,000 because it was not tax free. So at the end of the year, you had to pay $2,000 back. Not all of it, just like so you would get 24,000, right, per year, and at the end need to pay 2,000 back in taxes. So you would actually make 22,000 per year, basically.
oh, okay, that's very good.
Yeah.
Now,
Now they don't. They don't do it anymore.
no.
No.
Oh.
COVID's
When
gone.
in Canada, the hospital, when you go hospital, you know send how much money to hospital, or every year get the government how much money you go hospital, you know send the money.
Zero.
Zero.
Taxes. So in Canada, taxes pay for hospital.
All taxes in hospital in Canada.
Yeah. And it will depend on your taxes, right? If you're rich, you pay a lot to the hospital. But if you're poor, you might pay zero to the hospital because you might not pay taxes if you're poor,
Okay.
right?
No. Oh, okay.
So
So when you sick and you go to hospital, you know pay the money.
you just go there. You get your stuff and then you leave. You go home. The only thing you have to do though is you have to sign a piece of paper so that the doctor can get paid by the government. If you don't sign the piece of paper, the doctor doesn't get paid, and then you have to pay them.
Same the US don't pay the money.
No. US you pay. You pay a lot of money in the US.
US
is a lot. It's really bad. In the USA, it could cost you like $500 to visit. Like that's just a visit. Like it's crazy in the US. It's really bad in the US.
You go USA, you can.
They need to pay for insurance.
Somebody say when you in Canada go to hospital, you sick, you big sick, and you wait long time.
Yep, that's the big problem. Yep, that's what I was trying to tell you at the beginning of that article. Is the big problem with Canada is it's free, meaning everyone goes if you have a small problem. And so then it takes you like an hour to get treatment or 2 hours to get treatment. Or if you have a big problem, it could take you weeks to get treatment. So yeah, it's free, but it takes a long time, sadly. So pros and cons, right? In America, it's super fast. Like you can get treated immediately, but you pay money, a lot of money. So that's kind of the ups and downs, right? You either pay nothing, zero, and it's really slow, or you pay a lot of money and it's really fast. But the problem with that is if you pay a lot of money, poor people can't do it. So all the poor people die, basically, in America. But in Canada, all the poor people get healthcare, but it just makes everyone slow, which is bad. That's why a lot of rich people in Canada will actually fly to America, pay money to get treated because they'll be quick and they're rich. They have money. So they're like, let's just do that.
Okay, so you may be waiting the long time ago, just you can.
Again, it depends on what your problem is, right? Like if you broke your arm, you might wait an hour. Yeah, it's going to suck for an hour, but they'll fix you pretty quickly. But if you have a big problem like cancer, I guess it's my brother's wife's brother. That's who it is. So it's my oldest brother, the one from the Middle East. Her brother got cancer. I think it was like 10 years ago, a long time ago. But it took him 3 years to get full treatment. It took him like 6 months to get his first treatment, and then it took 2 more months to get his next treatment. It took a long time for him, and he almost died because it took so long. So if you have a big problem like cancer, people sometimes die before they get treatment for those kind of problems, which is very sad. But again, like I said, that's kind of the trade-off that you get. If you pay money, like personally, it's a lot quicker, right? Because the doctor will immediately help you. Because the government only has a certain amount of money, so the doctor can only hire a certain amount of doctors.
Canada doctor, the salary is higher over the US. Maybe US is higher.
No, US is the highest in the world by a lot, by like double, by like 100% more. And again, it's because you pay for it, right? Yeah. That's why America has the best healthcare in the system in the world, if you have money, because you can find any doctor, the best doctors in the world, as long as you can pay for them. If you can't pay for them, that's kind of how America's system works. If you have money, it's the best system in the entire world, better than any country, better than Germany, better than France, all of them. However, if you have $0, it's the worst system in the world because you can't get anything. Like, you might as well go to Vietnam or Laos to get
medicine. Doctor different the hospital and the doctor?
Family doctor's just a normal doctor, except for that it's like the person you go to every time. So they have all your paperwork. So they can just be like, oh, you had this problem before, this problem before. So like they know everything about you. So they can treat you faster. So family doctors are normally better because they know you. But technically, they're just a normal doctor. They're not like a special doctor.
Okay, and
Anyways, I'll see you after lunch. Yeah.
Bye-bye.
Bye.